Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to July 31st, last day of the month. And this is a live demo with Shadowtraders and AMPFutures combined. And we're sitting in front of 140 people showing the effectiveness of the Shadowtraders software. In just 30 seconds, the GDP number is going to be released. You're going to see what we call and how effective the news is with the Shadowtraders software setup. We're just waiting right now. Nothing to trade. Another few seconds before the news goes off. And the market went up, and now we have a little red arrow telling you, you got to get in. Time to get in. Right there's a little red arrow saying, we're going to go short here right now. Time to go short. So we didn't give it too early. We just waited and waited and waited, and here she comes. Coming running down now. It's coming down. And it's starting to really come down. Market's not happy with the GDP output news, obviously. Very unhappy with what happened here. Notice we have a nice blue, powder blue line here telling us what? Market is coming down, coming down. Now, we just hit a pivot. We hit a pivot, and we're kind of bouncing off that pivot. See how we bounced off a little bit? Now, if they get us some momentum, and how do we know there's momentum? Because there's a yellow line in the middle. See the yellow line right in the middle? That's how we know that there is momentum. And with momentum, we can go through a pivot. Notice here where there was no momentum and they kind of stopped for a minute. But with momentum, they started to go right through. And here they come. Here it comes again. More momentum to get through the next pivot. There's our fractal line turning on, saying, wait, hang on. I'm not sure we're going to go that much further. And we're right at the pivot. See, we're right at the pivot right now. Now, will they go lower than that? I'm not sure. This may be where they stop. We hit that fractal. You saw us hit the fractal, and you saw us hit the pivot. Looks like they're trying to push it back up just a little bit now. Might come up just a little bit. We're getting an indication to take the market a little bit higher. Let's see where they go with it. And you can see we did go higher, but notice we've just now hit another stop. So I'm not sure how much higher it's going to go. It may start to come back down. Right now we are stuck, what? On the pivot. We're stuck right on the pivot. You can see us right on the pivot right now. Can't get through that pivot. Now, we had our big rundown, made some nice cash on that, had a nice little run back up. It went right back up to the pivot and stopped on a dime. Now, we're stuck right here in this, between these two pivots. Stuck. So here's where you can make some cash. You can scalp if you want. It hits a pivot, it comes down, hits another pivot, goes back up, hits the pivot, comes back down. Now you have a chance to scalp for the next few minutes while the market is recovering from the bad news. You have a chance to scalp. Just hit the pivot again, coming right back down. Here's where you can just scalp back up and down, up and down, up and down. Because we're stuck right here between these very close-in pivots. Very close. Comes another red, a little breakout line, the beige line. Watch them bring it right back up again. There, see? Drove right off that pivot. And everyone is seeing this live. 140 people seeing the software operate live. This isn't jerry-rigged. This isn't Memorex. This is live data for everyone. Now we're going to watch here. Let's watch these fractal lines. You can see how we got another blue line telling us it's going to come back up. These beige and blue lines, change of direction, telling you that the market's going to change direction. So if we're getting red and blue lines, or beige and blue lines, then there you can scalp up and down, up and down. Here's your current low right here. This is the current low price. Now we're hitting the pivot again. Notice we're bouncing right back up. This is the current high price. This is the current low price. Bouncing up and down, up and down. This is where you can learn to scalp. You can take a nice swing down here, and then you can scalp up and down, up and down. That is the power of trading with pivots and with trading with fractals. Notice the angle here. Notice how we're getting a smaller and smaller, a thinner and thinner range. And this one's starting to come up as well. Now, if this one comes up and crosses, if this fractal, the red line, comes up and crosses that green line, my goodness, we're going to have a nice big breakout. That's what we're watching for. We're waiting to see if they cross. And if they do, we're going to get ourselves a huge breakout to the upside. If the red fractal line, which is support, crosses above the green fractal line, we'll get a nice breakout to the upside. Let's see if that happens. You can see the range is getting lower and lower, and there's your cross. And there we did get a breakout. We are getting a cross, and we're starting to break right through. As soon as those cross, we're getting a breakout right there. That's what we were waiting to see, and sure enough, we got our cross. Red fractal above the green fractal, and we got a nice little breakout. That is the power of pivots and fractals combined. You got to get this course, you got to get the book, you got to get the software. And I want to thank AMPFutures for providing a room for us this morning so that 140 people could watch us trade just like this.